What's up, Buttercup? I'm Pam Barnes, marketing expert,
And I'm Hannah Cox, business strategist,
and this is the Go Getter Gals podcast.
where everyday gals grow together and you'll find resources to help you grow personally and professionally. Hey, gals! My name is Hannah, and today I'm joined with Cammie DeSocio. She is my best friend from childhood. She is the woman who introduced me to Go Getter Gals in the first place, and I'm so happy to be interviewing her today as an everyday gal and member of Go Getter Gals. So, hey, Cammie.
Hi.
I really want to take some time today to talk about Go Getter Gals in general,
Okay.
how you found them, what you're working on right now. I just think it'd be great to have a conversation with an everyday gal because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
our interviews so far have been with business owners. And Go Getter Gals is about, Pam always says, everyday gals growing together through
Mm-hmm.
connection
Yeah.
or something along those lines. And so it's important to have these conversations too. So thank you for joining me.
Anytime.
Tell me about how you found Go Getter Gals.
Um, so the company that I was running had hired her to come in and do some networking, marketing stuff like with our Google page and stuff like that. And because I was basically the face of the company, because I was the one running it and everything else, she had invited me to one of the meetings in Dothan, and I went because being at work all the time, I didn't really have connections to other adults who were doing the same thing I was. So
Yeah. Okay, so by her, you mean Pam. Pam had
yes,
come in to do some work for the business that you were running.
yeah, with her business, Marketing Navi, yeah,
Awesome. Okay, so you found straight from the source, straight from Pam is how you
yes,
found Go Getter Gals.
yes, and it was just a
And
couple of months after she had launched, so
okay, so you're like almost an OG member, essentially.
almost.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think my first was October or November of founding year.
Okay. Yeah, and Go Getter Gals is gonna be celebrating its, I think, 2-year anniversary coming up in June.
Yeah.
So, that's exciting. Wow, you've been a part of it for a long time. What do you
Yeah.
feel like and I know we'll talk about this. I know that you've transitioned from, running a business to having a regular 9 to 5 to
Mhm.
doing your own thing and in between seasons. And you've still shown up to Go Getter Gals as
Oh,
you've
yeah.
transitioned through different things. I wanna hear a lot about, what you feel like you were getting from Go Getter Gals in the beginning and how that's changed.
Well, I mean, in the beginning, it was meeting people who were in the same type of mindset as me, where business is a majority of our day, and it's nice to have some other girls to unwind with. Um, and I mean, whether you're still in business or not, that's always a good thing. Having other girls to kind of lift you up and be like, "Hey, you're not alone in this." So,
Yeah. I know I was just telling Pam about how, you know, having 2 young children and running a business and running a business from home, I don't have, like, a brick and mortar business. I'm
yeah.
always at home, and if nothing else, Go Getter Gals is just an excuse to get out of my house and connect with adults, like you said.
Well, I mean, I still get a little bit of connections, especially now that I'm subbing instead of just being at the office all day.
Mhm.
So I get more of those interactions. So it's not I don't go anymore for the need for other human interaction. Um, but I still go because connection is connection.
Yeah. I feel like, that's a reason why I choose to go to both meetings now, the one in Dothan and the one that I run in Enterprise, because I feel like I have more people that I'm connecting with when I go to both meetings, And it is always nice to, if I'm having a conversation with someone and they're like, "I really need this," I can be like, "I know a girl,"
Yeah,
and I'll connect you, and that always feels really good too.
yeah, for sure. Um, that's I mean, I go to both of them most of the time. Um,
I know you only come to the Enterprise one to support me because you live
I
a
do.
big distance away from
Yeah, it's like an
Enterprise.
hour away from me, so
Yeah, but I appreciate it. So you mentioned that you're subbing right now.
yes.
How did you get into subbing from running a business?
So I was actually subbing before I was running the business. I had started subbing because part of me thought that I wanted to be a teacher and I wanted to figure out what grade or what age range that fit best for me. And then the opportunity had come up to run a business for somebody. And so I did that, hoping to gain a little more money and financial stability and everything else. And then I was still subbing while running the business. Um, and then when the company shut its doors, I just went back to full-time subbing, and now we're on summer break. So I'm trying to not go stir crazy.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about what summer looks like for you, but it does sound like subbing is something that is really close to your heart.
I love it. I love being able to interact with the kids and have a positive interaction that can sometimes last them until adulthood and give them somebody to go, "Okay, well, at least I know there's somebody on my side."
Yeah, which I think is if I feel like it heals something in us because I know that both of us, we grew up with, you know, our own challenges. I'm not gonna get too personal. Our own challenges
Yeah.
growing up, and sometimes it felt like we didn't have anyone in our corners.
Yeah.
And, there I do have a special place in my heart for 1 or 2 teachers who really stepped up and stepped in to make a difference in my life when I was younger, and I feel like it is super healing to be able to play
Yeah.
that role.
Yeah. I mean, they say that you strive to be the you that you needed as a kid.
Yeah.
So, your brain automatically strives to become what you needed. So, I love that I'm able to do that.
Yeah. Well, have you ever run into a previous student who has already graduated after they've graduated out in the wild and been able to reconnect with them?
Yeah, I mean, even current students, right? Me and my husband will be, well, me and CJ, will be out and we were at the fair and we had like a group of them come running up screaming my name. Like
I love that.
yeah.
Okay, okay. And of course, I mean, by the time this episode airs, it'll probably be like a month or so later. But as of right now, graduation just happened.
Yes. Yes.
And I think you told me you went to go watch graduation because
Yes.
you had a lot of students that you have been teaching there.
Yeah, and well, it was the school that we graduated from, and, I had a bunch of the seniors who were like, "Hey, you should go." So, and with multiples wanting me to go, I did end up going, I didn't cry. Um,
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I didn't cry, I swear. Um But no, like I had some of them thanking me. I had siblings of some of the ones that we were graduating that I had had before like coming up and greeting me and catching up and stuff like that. So that was nice. And then for some of them it may be the last time that I see them because they have sports scholarships or they're going off to the military. So, you know,
Well, never say never. Like, there's always a chance that you might run into them. I know that, um, my aunt, her whole career, she was a teacher,
yeah.
like a 3rd grade teacher,
Yeah.
And
Her
she, I mean, as recently as a couple of years ago, have had, like, 30-something-year-old people be like, "Miss McLean, is that you?" And, like, so never say never. I'm sure that there will come a point sometime in the future that you'll get a random Facebook friend request or see a random student out in the wild that you'll be able to, like, just catch up with and see how life has treated them since high school.
Yeah. I love having a positive impact on young lives. It's great.
Good. I love that. Okay. So I I already know because 'cause we've talked about what we're gonna talk about on this episode. I
Yeah.
already know what's cooking up this summer for you. Um, so I'm trying to debate on whether or not I wanna jump into that or if I just kinda wanna ask you about your wins. I feel like it's really
Okay.
important to celebrate yourself no matter how big or how small. So, I mean, it is almost halfway through the year. Do you have anything that
Mhm.
you feel like is worth celebrating?
I mean, for me, having the students want me at such a big moment in their life is such a win for me because that is just reinforcement of the idea that I am a positive influence in their life.
And I can see the emotion that you're feeling. And, God, like I said, I feel like that's so healing to be, you know, and I have a special insight in your life and who you are because we've known each other for so long, so I really do know, just how much of an impact it makes on you that you're able to be the adult in another kid's life that you wish that you had,
Yeah.
and I think that's really special. Okay, that was not supposed to be sad. That was supposed to be like, "Yeah, I'm
It's
celebrating
happy
wins."
tears, okay? It's happy tears.
So tell me about okay, now th we
Oh.
do have something exciting to talk about. Your summer break. We've talked about how, should you get a job or should you, work on this passion project you told me about? It kinda sounds like you've chosen to use your time over the summer to work on your passion project. Do you wanna talk about it?
Sure. I mean, I'm still putting in applications and stuff because, you know, girl
Yeah.
needs money.
Hey gals, if you love what you're hearing and you want to get more involved, because trust me, I love Go Getter Gals. I'm obsessed with it. If you love this podcast as much as we do, all you have to do is go on our Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, and we're under Go Getter Gals. We are going to have all of our episodes on the podcast link on our website at go-gettergals.com. Thank you for allowing me to interrupt for just a second. We look forward to continuing to help you grow. Without further ado, here's the Go Getter Gals podcast.
Um, but yeah, no, so I love reading. You love reading. A lot of people love reading. And I primarily read like romance and stuff. So there's a lot of like subgenres in the genre, and most of your like reading tracker apps and stuff like that don't facilitate that. They don't. Um you have romance as a whole. You don't get like your subgenres. You don't get the tropes or whatever that you want to be able to filter them through. I would like to build an app, and what I'm trying to do is build an app that facilitates towards those readers. So, like, you have Goodreads and you have Fable where you're able to talk about the different books. And like on Fable, I use it to keep track of my notes on books. So like I created a book club that's just for me because on Fable it breaks down the books chapter by chapter. So if there's something that you want to jot down about each chapter or ideas that you have mid-read, you can go in and do that. I love that. And I love the whole shelfie thing. It's cute. It doesn't you can build it and download it, but you can't actually use it anywhere unless you want it as your wallpaper on your phone, which is a little weird. There's not a whole lot of um customization. It's very Sims-esque. So, um
Okay, so let me make
mhm.
sure. I'm seeing the big picture. So it's
Okay.
kind of like Goodreads and Fable where you can, like, connect with other readers and make
Mhm.
friends and have, like, a feed of books that you're reading, what you're currently reading, and you can
Yes.
rate books. But it goes one step further, and it
It
allows you to
does.
create, like, bookshelves based on genres and subgenres.
But well, I haven't gotten the whole bookshelf portion, but it is going to be kind of like Tinder for your library.
Interesting. So Tinder for your library, meaning like you
Mhm.
have all of your books like that you currently have and you can like swipe on them, or is it the ones you
Yes.
want to read?
So you can have it to where it's recommending books for you, or you can have it to where the books that you currently have in your library, you can like filter through, hey, I want this genre, this subgenre, and then like swipe left and right to come to up to your next read.
Yeah, your next like reread, or maybe it's a book you've had on your to be read list and you own it
Hold on,
already.
hold on. I have like 3,000 books in my e-library that I haven't read yet.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
I forget they're there. I have ADHD. I forget they're there. They're not physical books.
Mhm.
So,
So if you had a Tinder for your books, you would be like,
yeah.
"I have 3,000 books that I currently own in my library that I have not read, and I'm in the mood for something," and you put the filter, and then you can
Yep.
swipe.
Yep.
I think that's really cool. That's definitely, like, a tool that helps people get out of reading slumps, and it
Yes.
does gamify it a bit, which I think makes
Mhm.
everything more fun. That's really great. So why how did you come up with the idea for this app?
Um, uh, my husband was driving and I was thinking and I was trying to figure out what I was going to read next. And I was like, wouldn't it be so much easier if I could just filter all the way down through all the tropes that I want, whatever, because again, I have a lot. I read a lot of different things, a lot. Okay? Um so you can filter through like your regular genres, but you can't filter past that. And that makes it really hard when you've got so many. Or like on Amazon, yeah, you can create the different like collections, I guess is what they call it, where you're putting it into different folders essentially.
Mhm.
But then you're still having to take the time to go in and take each book and label it and everything else. The app, I'm wanting to be able to connect to like Goodreads or Fable. That way it's got access to the tropes, the reviews, the everything like that to siphon that information and go ahead and filter everything and have those labels.
Interesting. Okay, that's really cool. So then I already know that you're, like, still in the really beginning stages of
Yeah.
this, um, but, like, ideally, if you're putting in the energy and the effort to push this along at a stable pace, is it something
Mhm.
that you hope to get, published by the end of this year, or do you think it'll probably be next year before it becomes a thing?
Um, hope is for end of this year, but nothing ever goes according to plan for me.
Ugh, that's
So,
true. For anyone, honestly.
yeah, so it's a play by ear. Um, it's definitely a play by ear and take each step as it comes. So,
Okay. That's really exciting, and I feel like you can always do something like a special release for, like a select group of people to get
mhm.
it beta tested. There's just so many different phases, and like I said, you're just in the beginning, so this is a really
Yeah.
exciting journey.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about calling it something like Book Buddy or something. That'd be cool.
Book buddy. Title work in progress.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, because it's the friend who gives you the information and helps you comb through it and,
Yeah, I mean, I like that it's Book Buddy BB, but I just feel like the whole especially if it is gonna be something that is primarily targeted towards romance, and then you also, like, I
ooh, like
you
Book Dater or something.
yeah, and I was about to say, you also kind of compared the functionality to Tinder. It just
Mhm.
feels like you could make something a little bit
I mean,
spicier
fair. Fair.
than
Fair.
Buddy. Friend zoned.
I mean, that's a trope.
Yeah, no, that's true. I, um I love that. So well, and I just made an assumption. Is it gonna be for, like, any books, or are you gonna primarily be like, "No, this is for romance readers?"
I mean, it any of the platforms are just towards readers themselves. This is definitely going to be primarily towards fiction readers. So, because whether it's romance or mystery or thriller, there's always some sort of subgenre that can be filtered through.
Yeah. No, for sure, for sure. Okay. So then, I do want to try and also talk about, like, hobbies,
Okay.
guilty pleasures, stuff like that. I know, and I'm just gonna go ahead and air out my guilty pleasure, especially when I'm, like, really stressed out and I just need to turn off my brain. I really, really, really love to watch Korean romance
Oh.
dramas. So, like, I will go and it's so funny because that used to be something that was so niche that I'd have to go to some random website and put on subtitles, and now, like, Netflix has its own section of Korean romance dramas, and I was like, "Okay, I guess it's getting mainstream." Because this is something I've been doing for, over a decade, 15 years of watching Korean dramas and stuff, so I feel like that's my guilty pleasure because it's something I don't share with a lot of people, and now everyone who's listening to this podcast gets to know that dirty secret of mine. But I feel less stigmatized now because it's kind of more of a thing. Do you feel like, you would wanna share what your guilty pleasures are?
Uh, I think my guilty pleasure, I mean, aside from reading the things that I read, and watching like every other basic white girl, crime documentaries and stuff, like I love me some true crime. But it's like window shopping online. I have so many things added to like lists or like online dream boards or my cart where I'm just like dreaming, and that's my guilty pleasure is like if I had no budget, how would I design things and just adding things to to list.
So interior designing, exterior designing, your, like, shopping
Mhm.
spree daydream.
Oh yeah.
It's like one of those things where you add all the stuff to your cart, and then you're like, "Alright, I just need, 230,000 $80, and I can click buy."
I mean, to be fair, because as you know, like I've been in the struggle. Okay, I'm not like looking at $6,000 couches or anything. Okay, I'm being realistic, but yeah,
Yeah.
realistic dreaming.
I kinda do something similar too, like, I've been in a phase for the past couple years when I first wanted to sell my house, and I started, like, looking on Zillow and stuff, but now I'm not in a place where I'm looking to sell my house right now, so now I just look at Zillow, but I, like, filter it so that I only see houses that are, like, worth a $500,000 or more.
Oh yeah, everything that you couldn't afford but might want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so now I
yeah.
just, like, peruse Zillow for mansions randomly.
Oh, you mean like all those UK mansions we keep sending back and forth?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Except for I'm doing it, like, I wanna look for houses that are here local to me that are worth, like, $600,000 or more,
I
and just,
haven't
like,
looked
look at
local.
them.
Every time I'm looking, it's always elsewhere. And it's not even because I wanna be elsewhere,
You just
because I
kinda
don't mind being here.
you're just like, "There can't be anything super nice around here."
Pretty much.
But there are, Cammie, there are, I know, I've been looking at them. I love it.
Oh.
I love it. Okay. I feel like, the point of this podcast, in my opinion, was to talk about go getter gals and what it gives the everyday gal, talk a little bit about what your journey was like, and what you're working on and celebrate wins and joke and talk about fun, um, like guilty pleasures and hobbies. But I do want to wrap it up with a question that I ask everybody at the end of a podcast. I really want to know how do you define legacy? And in that definition, what is the legacy that you hope to leave behind?
Um, for me, legacy isn't like what most people would consider legacy isn't important to me. It's not. For me, legacy is the positive marks on other people's life that I leave behind. That's what it is for me. And my goal constantly is to bring a light to somebody's life because everyone needs somebody to give them their smile back. So,
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Good. Well, I think we can just end it here, and hopefully I'll see you at the Go Getter Gal meeting next week in Enterprise.
Hey, gals. Thank you for listening to the Go Getter Gal podcast. All of the information for this episode can be found in the show notes. Make sure that you go and like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, as well as subscribe to us on YouTube. And to find the latest episodes of the Go Getter Gal podcast, you can visit our website at go-gettergals.com. See you next time.